Hi and welcome to today's practice. My name is Tracy and I'm happy to be your guide for today. We're going to start our practice seated today. So on your mat, finding yourself grounding down through the sits bones. Spine is nice and long, your chin is tucked, crown is shining up. We'll bring our hands out to the sides. Just trying to arrive here, letting go of anything that you had to do before you got here and anything that's calling you once you leave. And just taking this time for yourself. We're just going to start by taking some nice, full, deep breaths. Feeling that air come through the throat, into the chest, and really filling up the belly. Maybe even placing one hand on your heart center and one hand on your abdomen. Filling the chest. Letting that belly come forward, and then exhale. In through the nose and out through the nose. One more time. Letting those shoulders fall with each exhale. We're going to bring our hands out to the sides again, palms facing up. And we're going to bring our shoulders up around the ears. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale to let everything fall. Inhale. In through the nose and out through the mouth this time. And one more time. Hopefully feeling nice and centered now. Let's leave those hands at the sides. We're going to inhale, bring both arms up and overhead. Big inhale. Think about coming up and out of your seat. And then exhale that left arm to fall. And we'll lean over to that left side, trying to stay rooted through the sits bones. Inhale, you might rise a little, and then exhale to fall. Inhale, and exhale. One more time. Bending that elbow, really stretching through the sides, sending that arm away. And then we'll just take one breath and hold right here. On our next inhale, we'll bring that arm all the way up and release it down to the mat. Let's bring those shoulders up again with an inhale and send them down. Turn your palms up. Inhale, both come up and overhead. Stretching up and then letting that right arm fall, sending it away. We'll inhale and exhale to fall. Inhale, exhale, and one more time. Now holding this posture, we'll take one more breath. And then inhale to sit up nice and tall and exhale down. We're going to do a forward fold now, but we'll do one leg at a time. So let's tuck the left leg in just to the inner thigh. You can come beside your shin and your calf if you want, or tuck it right up in here. So we're going to think about, again, coming up and out of our hips, and then exhale to come forward over that leg, letting your hands fall where they like, maybe keeping the toes flexed for now. Inhale, and then exhale to come forward, and again, and one more time. Releasing the tension in that foot now, just let your head fall. And we'll take 3 breaths here. And now rolling up, we'll stack the spine one vertebra at a time, coming all the way up to a full seated position, Spine is long, shoulders are pressed down and back. We're just going to change legs. So left leg is long and right leg comes into the inner thigh. Or beside the calf if you like. We'll inhale, both arms up, coming up and out, and then falling over that foot. We'll keep the foot flexed for now. Inhale and exhale to find some length, falling forward. Inhale, exhale to fall. One more time. Now taking the tension out of that foot, let your head fall, and we'll take 3 breaths here. Stacking that spine again, rolling all the way up, coming up to a full seated position. Spine is long, shoulders are pressed down. We'll send both legs long this time, and we'll come over top of both of them. So inhale, the arms come up, and then exhale forward. You might be able to grab the bottoms of your feet now, or maybe your ankles in behind your calf, or even your pant legs, to just bring yourself forward a little bit more. Inhale and then exhale to fall. You might stay here, or again, inhale, exhale to fall. And one more time. Letting those hands fall now, taking the tension out of your feet, dropping your head. Really opening through those shoulders, letting the arms fall, and we'll just breathe here. One more breath. And we'll roll up through the spine now, stacking everything as we go, and coming up nice and tall. Let's bring those shoulders up one more time. And exhale to press them down. We're going to swing our legs around now. We'll come into tabletop. We'll move through a cat-cow here. So hands are right underneath the shoulders, pressing all 10 knuckles down. Feet are flat, knees are right underneath the hips. We're going to tilt our head up, tilt the tail up. We inhale, really arching through the back, pressing up through the shoulders. Gaze comes up. And then exhale to tilt everything under, pushing up through mid-back, really stretching through those shoulders, pulling your navel to your spine and tucking your tail. And then inhale to turn everything the other way. Exhale, bringing the head in between the arms again, pushing up through mid-back. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. And then coming back just to a neutral spine. We're going to claw through the mat, tuck the toes under, and send those sits bones up and back for our first downward facing dog. So making any adjustments that you need to here. We're going to pedal the feet, point those sits bones up to the sky, and stretch your heels down to the mat. When your heel is lifted, really trying to stretch through those toes. Remembering your breath. Now let's inhale both heels up and then press them down to the mat. Breathing. And we'll bring our knees back down to the mat. flatten the feet. We're going to bring our right hand just underneath your face or to the middle of the mat. And then take that left hand, trying to keep the hips where they are. And we're going to draw this up like a bow, trying to open through those shoulders. Inhale. And as you exhale, try to open a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Now sending that left arm through the hole we created, we'll bring our shoulder all the way down to the mat. Using your right hand for just gentle pressure if you like. Twisting open. And we'll take that same 3 breaths here. Each time you exhale, trying to twist just a little farther. On your next inhale, we're going to push up through the hand and then bring the left back to the mat. Both hands are underneath us now. Let's take one more cat-cow. So we'll inhale, tilt the tail up, head comes up, and then tuck everything under again. Pushing up through mid-back, and then coming back to neutral. We'll bring our left hand to the center now, and we're going to draw that right hand up. Inhale, exhale to open. Inhale, exhale. Try not to let those hips come over to the side. And one more time. Now drawing that hand through that hole again, we're going to bring our shoulder down to the mat, bring the ear down to the mat. Using the left hand this time, gentle pressure, inhale, and exhale to twist. And again. Really leaning into that shoulder. One more time. And now drawing that hand back underneath you. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. We'll take one more cat-cow. So inhale, and then exhale. Coming back to neutral again, we're going to tuck those toes under. Send the sits bones up and back again for another downward facing dog. Breathing here, inhale the heels up and then press them down. Let's look up between the hands now. We're going to start to shift our weight forward. We're going to pick up the left toes and see if we can drop them right in between the hands. We'll flatten that back foot and we're going to sweep the mat to come all the way up for warrior one. Breathing here. Make sure we don't send those shoulders up around our ears. And now let's open up those hands for warrior two. So left hand is pointing forward, right hand is back. Body is nice and tall. We're not leaning forward just yet. Continuing to breathe. And now let's turn that palm up. We're going to reach forward until we can't reach anymore, and then tilt back for reverse warrior. This hand can be resting on your thigh if you like, or pointing straight down. We're going to come back the way we came in. So back to warrior two. Sweep to warrior one. Both hands come back down to the mat. We lift those back toes. Send our hips up just a little bit, and we'll send that left foot back to meet the right. We're back in downward facing dog, taking a breath here. Inhale the heels up and press them down.
Starting to shift the weight forward. Now we're picking up the right foot and see if we can plant it in between the hands. Left foot comes down now. We sweep the mat. We're up for warrior one. Trying to keep equal pressure into both feet. Now let's open for warrior two. Reaching forward now, and then stretching back. Reverse warrior. Breathe. Let's come back the way we came. Warrior two, warrior one. Hands come down to the mat. We send those hips up just slightly. See if we can send those right toes back to meet the left. We're back here in downward facing dog, and we breathe. Let's lift the heels with an inhale. Press them down. Bringing the knees down to the mat, flattening the toes, and we're going to come all the way forward, lowering that front body. We'll zip the legs together, toes to touch. Fingertips are going to come to the edge of the mat, and we'll be here in Sphinx, so just trying not to let your head sink down. Bring the head out of the turtle shell, pushing up into the elbows and the hands at the same time. Keeping some tension in those legs, and breathe. Staying here if you like, or pressing down into the hands, coming all the way up, arching through the back, looking up to the sky or just to the horizon. Breathe. Back down to the elbows now. And we're going to push back into child's pose. So toes together, knees come to either side of the mat, and we're going to push back here. Hands stay creeping away, keeping some tension in the arms, and now we're going to press down through the right armpit. And now the left. And now both at the same time, nice big stretch. And then pressing up now, back into tabletop. And we're just gonna swing those legs around and come to the bottom. So we'll have the legs bent, feet on the floor. We're gonna move through boat. So we're gonna do it 4 times. We'll do one side, then the other, then both at the same time, or just go back to one side and the other. So sitting up nice and tall, bringing those hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards you. Tall spine, nice and long, and then just hinge back. We're gonna bring the left toes up so the thighs are parallel and even. And we'll breathe here, keeping a point to that toe. Those toes come down, and we're just gonna roll back and forth, loosening everything up again. One more time. Pressing through the hands now, sitting up nice and tall. The right toes come up, hinging back, and breathe. Point the toes. One more breath. You see my shape there. Those toes come down, and we're gonna go forward and back. One more time. plant those hands again. Sit up nice and tall, hinging back. Now this time we're gonna go for both legs. So if you want to keep the legs bent or straighten them out or go back to the left side, you can try to lift your hands here if you like. Spine is long and breathe. One more breath. Left toes come down, right toes come down. We're gonna row again. Last time here, let's plant those hands. Spine is long. Bringing the feet up, either knees bent or long. Hands come up. Left toes come down, right toes come down. We're gonna row one more time. Bring those hands behind you, send those legs nice and long. We'll bring our hands in front of us and just roll down one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Head comes down last. And just let the shoulders relax for a moment, let the feet fall out to the side. We'll take a breath here. Let's bend that left leg, shift the hips just slightly over to the left now, and we're gonna let the knee fall over to the right side. We'll bring our hands out to cactus arms today. And we'll just see how much we can let this leg fall. So we're gonna breathe 3 times. Really trying to keep those shoulders on the floor. One more big breath. Rolling everything back to center now. You can center yourself back on the mat, send your left leg long, bend through the right, make some adjustments. We still have cactus arms here. So shifting the hips over to the right slightly and then letting that leg fall over to the side. And breathe. Trying to let it fall with each exhale. Now rolling everything back to center, make your adjustments on your mat. And then we're going to bring both knees into the chest. So bend the knees, bring them all the way into the chest. You can hug with your hands or hug them both with your arms. And we're going to rock from side to side, a little massage for the spine. You can bring your hands to your knees. Once you're over to that left side, maybe drop your knees a little bit now, and then come back up through the right side as you roll. So this will just help us to get the bottom of the back or base of the spine. We'll go back and forth here a few times. Remembering to breathe. We'll come back to center, draw the knees into the chest, and then start to send the feet away. You can lengthen the legs over the body and start to rock and roll on the spine, but we're not going to come all the way up to seated just yet. Take 4 or 5 good rocks before you come all the way up. And we'll come all the way back up to a seated cross-legged position. So I would like to do one more forward fold over top of the legs. We're going to bring the arms up and then let them rain down. Inhale and then bend the elbows to come forward. Inhale and exhale down. One more time. Let the head fall. And then inhale to roll up. Head comes up last. Send those shoulders back and down. Let's give them a little roll. And forward. Remember your breath. Press them down, sit up tall. We'll bring our hands to either side. We're gonna inhale. Arms come up almost to touch. Turn them away. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale down. Sit up tall. One more time. Stretch them long. Bring the palms to touch this time. Down through heart center. You can let them drop to your knees if you like. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time.